A big welcome to our channel. We are Team Crushing the Meta, and today we're here with the second episode of How to Play.
Crushing the Meta!
In this episode we will show you a match. In this match we will demonstrate how the game mechanic work. So less skills, more game mechanic. And today I'm playing, of course, Spikes against Glacian, which is playing Kagero.
Yep.
And we have already told you how to get a deck, and to start a match you need a playmat. It's nice to have one, you don't have to. You choose your starter, which is mostly, it has to be a grade 0, and you could pick up a trigger. There are triggers with Forerunner abilities, but mostly you want a grade 0 which is not a trigger. This is the only card that you can choose. You take that card and you put it face down, you don't show it to your opponent yet. Take your deck, which has 49 cards, of course, because it's a deck of 50. Shuffle your deck and give it to your opponent to give it a cut. It's up to them to shuffle your deck, cut your deck, whatever, but they can't look at your deck while doing so. So keep that in mind. Normally, they just give it a cut and it's back to you. Okay. You draw up to 5 cards, or you draw 5 cards, and you don't show them to your opponent. But for this first video, we will show you our hand to make sure that you understand what we are doing. So first of all, let's put them at grades. So I have 1 grade 2, 3 grade 1s, and 1 grade 0.
2 zeros, 1 1, and 2 2s for me.
Yep. It's important to have a grade 1, a grade 2, and a grade 3 in your hand, because you want to upgrade your Vanguard from 0 to 3 as fast as you can. So you will have a stronger Vanguard. The triggers, you want to have them in your deck, because trigger units are good in your deck. And why do I say so? Because in the game of Vanguard, at the start of the game, you only get 1 chance to put cards back to your deck and to draw the same amount of cards that you have. So for me, because I don't have a grade 3, I will put 3 cards back, and I will leave 2 in hand, so I can go to grade 1 and a grade 2.
Well, as I'm looking for a grade 3 as well, I'll definitely put those 2 back, but I'll put 1 more grade 2 back as well.
To have more chance to get your grade 3.
Exactly.
So those 3 goes back to the deck. You give the deck a good shuffle. You can do a long shuffle or just a small one, but keep in mind, don't take too much time, because it's your time and your opponent's time that you're taking. So do that fast.
Once you're done, you can offer your opponent to cut a deck.
Yep.
And
I say it's alright.
you can just tap it, and then it's right, and they'll do the same in this case.
So let's draw 3, because I put 3 back, I will draw another 3. And in this case, I don't have a grade 3 yet, but we will see.
Well, luckily I did get one, so we can at least play the game.
Yep. So now you have 5 cards in hand, and you already put cards back to your deck, so you can't do that again. We will use a dice to see which starts. The higher starts, it's up to you to say, but it's not up to you to choose. So the winner doesn't choose, but you can say the winner has to start. So let's see. I threw a 5.
Well, let's see what I get to do. 8. So that means I'll be the one starting today.
Yep. So we start the game with saying start up.
Stand up as the Vanguard.
Then it's Glacian turn.
Right. So, unlike some other card games, it doesn't matter if you start or not, you get to draw a card.
Yep.
So, I open my turn with stand, which we just did, and draw.
As the first video said, if you haven't seen that yet, you could pause this video and go back to that. It's very important to have, when you get the rulebook, you have a page right there which tells you the turns. So as Glacian said, you start up your turn with stand and draw. So this is rest and this is stand. So you stand all of your units and you draw a card, and then you go into your right phase. So it's up to you to upgrade your Vanguard.
So now we're gonna write. And writing is the same as evolving. We're at a grade 0 now, which is the base form. And we want our unit to get stronger, to get more powerful. So we're gonna level it up, as it were. We write into a grade 1. Unfortunately, that's all I can do for now. So I end my turn because the first turn player does not get to attack.
Yes. So when you go into right, then you go into the main phase. It's up to you to call units in the main phase and then go to the battle phase. But because Lacian can't attack the first turn, he didn't really want to call units. But on my turn, which I stand all of my units, they all are stand, and I draw, it's up to me to upgrade my Vanguard to the Great One. So alright, Medical Manager. I call another Great One. So first I went into the right phase, I write, and then I went to the main phase, I can call. You can call up to any number of cards that you want, but all of them have to be Great 1 or less, because my Vanguard is Great 1. So let's do that again. I call Gunner, and I want to call a booster because I want to give her more power. So I will call Silent Joker. My Vanguard, I go to the battle phase, so I turn my units sideways, so I rest them, and my Vanguard will declare an attack against his Vanguard.
When he declares an attack, I get the opportunity to block. It's called guarding. Now, if you may look at the cards, the units have not only numbers here, but also here. Well, this one doesn't, but this one does. Now, when you declare a guard, you call a unit rested in the guard circle. The shield power will be added to the attack power, and that will be the amount you'll be defending. So at this point, D-Boy is attacking with 7, and I am at 6, so he would hit me. So I add another 10,000 points to make it 16. It will make it harder for him to hit me.
Yes. A very important lesson is, if my Vanguard is 6k and his Vanguard is 6k, the attack will still go through. It's the same. If you have a level, and the level it's the same, then the attack will still go through. The defending player has to have more shield than the attacking player to stop the attack. Now, something is very important. While attacking with your Vanguard, you get a drive check. While attacking with your Rearguard, you don't get that. So, attacking with my Vanguard, I get a drive check, which is after my opponent guards. So I attack, he declares a guard, so he's on 16k, because the 10k shield get added to his 6k, as Glacian already said. So I'm attacking 7 on 16. The drive check is only on your Vanguard. You check the top card of your deck, and you put it on the trigger check. This time it's a critical trigger. It would mean, as we said in the first video, I get to give one of my units extra crit, so it does 1 more damage. It's up to you to choose what kind of way to give the triggers. You can always do it like this, give the trigger on this unit, but do it in a way that you understand and your opponent understands where the crit went. And you can also give the extra 5k. Now, let's say I give the 5k to my Vanguard. My Vanguard will be 12 and his Vanguard will be 16. The attack will still not go through. So I will give the power to my Rearguard that is not attacking yet, so that this Rearguard will be able to do 2 damage because of the critical that this card gave. The card that I drive check goes to my hand, so it's another way to draw cards.
At the end of this battle, the card was used to guard will be retired to the drop zone. The drop zone is where all cards that have been destroyed or used up otherwise will end up. So Gene is now there, and conventionally you can't really get it back.
Yep. It's like a discarding file or graveyard or whatever you can call it in any other card game. The attack, as you see, goes 1 by 1. So now I attack with Gloria, and I want to boost her with Silent Joker. Because it's a grade 1 or less, so grade 1s and grade 0s have the power to boost. So this would be 7, this would be 12, and this would be 16.
So, funny thing would be if I did it this turn, he would still have enough to hit me.
Yes, because this would be 16 on 16.
Right.
So for him now, if he wants to guard, he has to put 15k guard, but
that is way too much, so I will have to take the hit. Now, when a unit attack hits a Vanguard, you take damage. Now, how do you take damage in Vanguard? It's very similar to the drive check that D-Boy just explained. You take the top card of your deck, you flip it open. You see if it's a trigger or not, and if it is, the effect will apply, and if it's not, then it won't. When the card is flipped open, it then goes here, to the damage zone. It's very important to remember that your winning condition is to give your opponent a total of 6 damage. So if your opponent has 6 cards here, you win the game. Well,
yep.
Like D-Boy just said, he had a critical on that unit, which means I take 2 damage. So we do a second damage check. Also, this one is nothing. We'll return here.
After that, I don't have any attacking units and I don't have skills that could apply. So I go to the end phase, the power and the critical will go away. And I can't do anything anymore, so that's it for my turn. It's up to you.
Right. Then I will draw my card. And I will stand, but my unit is still stand. And then I will write. And I go now to grade 2. Next up is my main phase, so I call units. I call 2 Burning Horn Dragons. And then one more card behind my Vanguard. First off, I will attack with my rear guard on his rear guard.
So it's up to me to choose to defend Gloria or not. But because I see that he has a lot of attacks, I will have to take this one. While attacking a rear guard, the rear guard, you don't take damage, but the rear guard will retire. So that's the difference between hitting the rear guard and hitting your Vanguard. So his attack is 9k, my rear guard is 7k. So I will say no guard, and Gloria will retire, goes to the drop zone.
Next I get to decide whichever unit I want to attack next, and I want the Dragonic Knight Nephilim to attack boosted by the Flame of Hope. And it'll be 16 on his Vanguard.
16 on my Vanguard. So let's say I want to guard this attack, because I don't want his Vanguard to hit me and do me damage. I will put a 10k guard in here. This would mean that my Vanguard is on 17k and his Vanguard is on 16k. Is that enough? Yes, it is. But if his drive check is a trigger, he can give the extra 5k to the Vanguard and the attack will go through. So we call this a 1 to pass.
Important thing to remember is that with a drive check, it's done in between the declaration, so the start of an attack, and the hitting of an attack. So any power applied is still effective before the hit happens. So let's see if I can actually hit him. And we do. We get a critical trigger. So like D-Boy just said, first I decide where the crit goes. Now, since I know I'm going to hit, I'm going to give the critical to my Vanguard. Because why risk giving it? Well, he might block that one as well. But next I get to decide where the power goes. If I give it to this one, it's stronger. But if I give it to this one, it can break through his guard. So I add another 5 to Nephilim, which makes him 21, which is more than he guarded. So the attack will go through.
Yes. So because his attack is now 21 and I'm at 17, first he will break my guard and then I will have to take damage. The attack is also critical, so he does 2 damage. But we do this 1 by 1. Because he attacking my Vanguard will not retire, but I will take damage. So the first damage check is nothing, so it goes to damage. The second one is nothing as well. So now I'm at 2 damage.
Finally, I'll attack again with the Burning Horn Dragon.
I would not guard, so I will have to take 1 more damage, which is a trigger. This is a very good defensive trigger. If I got this on his second attack, then this attack will not be able to hit me because I can give the 5k to my finger, so my finger is now 12. And also, this comes with a bonus, which is a draw. So this card will also let me draw an extra card. And then it goes to the damage zone as well.
Well, all my attacks have been done, so I have no choice but to declare the end of my turn.
At the end of turn, the power will go away, the
Minus
critical, everything will go away, and it's my turn again. So I stand all of my units, and I draw a card. And I would like to ride into the next grade. So grade 2. Then it's up to me to move my units if I want to. As you can see right here, you can move the units up and down, but not sideways. And of course, you can't move your Vanguard. So I'll move this unit up and I'll call a new one. And I will do the same on this side. These are triggers. So is this smart to do? Well, you can because you get more power to attack, but they have 10k shield. So this is definitely not smart to do. So remember that. While calling units, the shield that you have in your hand will decrease. So sometimes calling unit which has a 10k shield and only 4k power on attack is not needed. Only if you think that you can finish your opponent off, do that. So I will not do this because this would be a very stupid move. Then I go to the battle phase and I could attack his Vanguard, but he has too many strong rearguards. So I will have to retire his rearguards first. So I will attack with Panther on your rearguards, Burning Horn.
For the video's sake, I will guard them.
Yes, because he wants to keep his rearguards and he wants to attack me back. So he would like to guard the attack. So his shield will be at 10 and this would be 19. I'm attacking with 10.
So let's apply what we just learned. This is 19. He has 10 and he gets 1 drive check, which means this is what we call a no pass. It doesn't matter what happens next, this attack will not work.
Yep, because I could give the extra 5k which would put me at 15, but he will still be 19. So let's see what I can get. Drive check is nothing, but it goes to my hand. And the attack is guarded. So now I have another attack. And I will attack the same rearguard again with 10. So 10 on your 9.
Well, this doesn't really make a lot of sense, but I want to show it anyway. The grade 2s, unlike the 0s and 1s, cannot give a boost. They have a different kind of ability. You see this arrow right here means that they are interceptors. Now what does an intercept mean? It means that they have the ability to move from the front rearguard circles to the guard circle and give their shield power to the rearguards. There's no reason for me to really do this right now, but it's a good explanation.
Yep. And remember, the shield is where it says shield and not the attack power. So this would be 14. 9 with the extra 5k is 14. I'm attacking with 9k or 10k in this. So that's enough to guard the attack. And then this rearguard will retire because it's a guard. Something very important to learn, maybe not now but for later, the unit does not move, it gets called to the Guardian Circle. Something very important if you play Go Called It. But yeah,
Right.
That's it for my turn, so I will end my turn.
Right. Then for once more, I will stand my units and I will draw. Now, we're going to do the final step in the evolution. We're going to go to the grade 3, the Dragonic Overlord, the end. The grade 3 is your strongest unit in the main deck. You don't run a lot of them because they're usually for the late part of the game and they're actually best placed here. They're not so good on the rear guard circles. And you're not going to go higher than him. You're not going to ride over him just yet. So, this is the final step. Next, call one more unit. We're going to see if we can finish D-Boy off. We're going to try. The first attack will be with 9 on your Vanguard.
So, 9 on my Vanguard. I already have 3 damage, so this is really intense. So let's say I want to guard the attack. I'll put 10k shield on there, so this would be 20, and this will guard the attack.
And now we get to the special power of the grade 3, which is called the Twin Drive. Now, what does that mean? It means that I don't get 1, but 2 drive checks. So let's see what we get. And important to remember, both the drive checks will give their effects to the cards if you pull a trigger. So we attack for 17 maps hard on D-Boy's Vanguard.
So he's attacking for 17. I could apply a shield right here. So my guard will be 20. So this is a 1 to pass. But he has 2 drive checks. So he has more possible ways to break my shield. But that's alright. I would like to gamble on this attack because he has 1 more attack left. So I say a 1 to pass.
Right. Let's see what we get. The first check is a stand trigger. And it's really convenient for me. The stand trigger's ability is to restand a rested rear guard. So I can't restand my Vanguard, I can only restand a rear guard. And then I can give the power to my Dragon Overlord, which means the attack will hit.
Yes, but first the
We'll
second
do the
attack.
second check, which is nothing. But the first attack will still hit.
So he will break through my shield. And then I will have to do a damage check.
Unfortunately, I won't be able to finish it. But we can still attack his rear guards. So we attack on his crit trigger.
I could guard this attack, but it's alright to get this heart retired. So I will say a no guard.
Right. Well, now I can attack his Vanguard, but it won't do anything. There's nothing against it though. You can always attack with a weaker unit. It doesn't do anything. Like, the attack will not hit.
Yes.
But it won't. The unit won't get punished for it. So there's no downside in it. It just won't have an effect. That's all.
In some decks, some skills, it does. But in this case, it does nothing.
Exactly. So I tried. D-Boy survived, and I have to say, end of my turn.
Yes. From this point on, the game will go on and on and on. I will restand my units, and I could ride into the grade 3, and I'll get the twin drive and call more units. But that's actually it for the game. When you get the upgrade that you have the Legion, the Limit Break, the Stride, then we will show you more. But for the game mechanics, this is actually it. It's very simple. Try to do this with a friend or with somebody that already knows a lot about the game, so they could help you out with some simple things, but really good to explain, like the drive check, the damage check, the ride and the call, and the moving of units when you do that. And you could always ask us, of course. So, thanks for watching, guys. On the next match, we will show you how to do this the same way, but with more skills. So stay tuned for that. Till next
See you
time.
later, guys.
Two bananas are playing Vanguard. Oh my god, what's this? Explain us, master! God, banana!
Second banana.
Two banana!
Next.